Hello, I'm DeanKind and welcome to another episode of Retro Quickies. So I just played Dungeon Explorer for the Sega Mega CD, and what a difficult ass game this is. Released in 1994, it's an action RPG dungeon crawler sort of game that has elements of Gauntlet and Dark Souls. But Darker Souls! Because whilst Dark Souls gives you a chance to reclaim your lost souls, Dungeon Explorer says, get away with that pussy ass nonsense. If you die, you ain't getting no chance to get your lost loot. Get gooder, sissy. What I mean by that is, the game is very ruthless and doesn't hold your hand. No explanations, nothing. The first mistake is going up in the beginning of the game, which leads you to a castle and an automatic death. A beginner's trap, if you will. I thought something was wrong because I kept dying numerous times before I realised, oh, you go down. So start off by going down, kill stuff and get money to upgrade your weapons and armour. Standard stuff. Everything works well here. Movement can be a little stiff and awkward at times, but you get the hang of it in about 10 minutes. You have a variety of different characters to choose from, all play similar but with little minor tweaks, such as their special abilities differentiate between them. I prefer the ninja as he has slightly faster movement and throws his projectiles a little faster too. His special ability also makes him invisible, which comes in very handy during heavy horde moments. More on that later. The main gist of the game I've gathered so far is beat the dungeons, collect the 6 crystals, and then head to the main dungeon at the beginning of the game, and voila, completion. I guess. There isn't much of a story here except at the start, which, of course, I didn't read. As mentioned earlier, the game doesn't hold your hand and doesn't tell you which way or in what order to beat these dungeons, so there is a lot of trial and error, but a mistake can be catastrophic to your progress, because if you die, it's back to the beginning of your last save point. So if you're quite deep into a dungeon and leveled up quite a lot, you better make sure you survive to at least save your game, or you're in for a very bad time. A handy item you can collect is the feather. You should always keep it on you as it teleports you back to camp if things get a little too crazy, as this is the only area that allows you to save your progress. There is strategy involved with this game. Knowing where to stand and shoot and not become overwhelmed by the crazy amounts of enemies that can swarm on you and mess your day up is essential to beating these dungeons and puzzles. And oh yeah, there's puzzle elements in this game too. The first dungeon I entered was like a maze that took forever to navigate. I got easily lost and ended up repeating the same room over and over again. And when I did finally end up on the right path, you end the dungeon with a big boss fight. And yes, I died. This game is honestly a lot like Dark Souls than I imagined.
But Darker Souls?
So there is a lot of repeating and leveling up in this game, but it's fun to do because the music is pretty damn good. There's a lot of bass and oomph to the songs, so it's not annoying to keep hearing the same songs over and over. I wasn't quite expecting to enjoy the soundtrack as much as I did, but if you have a good set of headphones, plug them in and enjoy the tunes. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. It's definitely not for everyone, can be quite mundane repeating the same thing a lot, but if you like a challenge, I say give it a bash. I give this game a solid 7 out of 10. If you're not into grinding shooter games, then it might drop to a 5, but for me, it's a 7. Music and gameplay alone make it all worthwhile. But until next time, be good to each other and have a nice day. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright guys, I'm going to keep it real with you. I ain't gonna lie. I literally played this game because of the cover. Do you see the badass image? How come game covers don't look as awesome as this anymore? This is how it used to be back in the day. You'd pick up or rent a game just based on the game cover. Sometimes you'd pick up a stinker, but sometimes you'd pick up an awesome game. Do you have any stories of games you picked up with no expectations and were pleasantly surprised? Write in the comments below, because trust me, I'll read them, because I'm sad and have no friends. I want you to become my friend. Please? Pretty please? With a cherry on top? Please?